That'll work. All right, so let's turn that off for a minute. All right, so. Okay.
Thank you.
Metal detector is off.
I'll tell you.
Well, it's something
I'm not giving you anything.
Something I did twice. Jimmy, I haven't seen you at Walmart. Walmart's losing money.
I did that there today.
You're losing money because you got to start shopping.
I'll give us a heads up when you're going. Okay. Mr. Shaw, you got the J? Okay, we don't practice that. What's that? Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. And then if we get a different one to replace it with, we can always do that. What's that? Yeah, we have a bunch of presentations. Probably going to do. Who's here from the? No, he's your student. Hi, sounds good, thank you. How are you feeling? The election's over, you're bored now.
Yes.
That's what I figured. I said, we'll see John back as soon as the election's over. Yeah. Good to see you. I didn't say that. I just said you'd be back after the event.
Danny, how are you?
Miss LeBron.
I don't know, she's yes, yes, yeah, I came, like, could you call? No, yeah,
I just spend a lot of time reaching out to different school districts, researching, asking folks, like, seeing there's. Oh, wow. My friend is a business there now in law. I spent a lot of time with them chatting with them and just like, here's how we're doing it. How do you do it? Because it's not apples to apples, however. Here's what they're at. How do you do it?
It is a slow night in Foxtown. Holy moly. I said, when you walked in, I said, it is a slow night in Johnstown. There isn't anything else going on in this town tonight.
Well, there is, but.
It's pretty suffocating on west side of town.
Not at Westwood School District?
Yeah, my second game starts at 8.
Oh, okay. Well, I will do my best to make sure you're out of here for that game.
That's right. My daughter played in that one.
I went yesterday. But, 15 years. Nothing that was worth dragging
We keep on I'll make it tomorrow. Do some chores.
Yeah.
Want me to come this week? Are you gonna come? Are you available? If you are, I will be there.
There you go.
So I said I would.
Hang out.
It's their meeting, they're in charge of their meeting. Yeah, that's right. Because I told them, get them out. Is the hour?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually saw it yesterday. 5 days.
Got my glasses.
Hold on, get out of here soon.
They never wait for me.
I'm not in charge of other people. You said to go ahead and get started.
I'd like to call to order the Greater Johnstown School District regular school board meeting. You want to participate in the opening prayer and the pledge of allegiance? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, got roll call, Debbie?
Mr. Allen.
Here.
Mr. Duffy.
Here.
Mr. Davies.
Here.
Mr. Jordan.
Here.
Mr. McKessick is ill. Mrs. Murray. Here. Mr. Katz.
Here.
Mr. Ronsberg.
Here.
Ms. Bobby. Here. 8 members present, 1 absent.
I need a motion for the approval of the agenda.
Motion.
By Michael, second by Tom. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Dr. Yuri, if we can start with our presentations.
Yes, thank you so much. We're going to go a little bit out of order, and we'll get into that as we go. So if I could please have all of the representatives from the best band in the land, the Greater Johnstown High School Marching Band, come on up. So I've been calling you the best band in the land for years. But, you know, now we know that that transcends the community of Johnstown. It goes on to the state and it goes on to the East Coast. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Amazing accomplishment. We're so proud of you. And one more time, the first time. The first time in school history, the ACC championship, and the second year in a row for state champions. That is amazing, unprecedented, and we are so proud of you. So you got to go first because I know you have a big event tonight, and I don't want to get in the way of your party. So let's pass out a couple Trojan Pride Awards. And here you go, Mr. Falk, you could help me out. All right, Jackie. Here we go. And Shane.
Which one?
Riley. Okay. And Sammy. Grace. Okay, can you get her? Thank you. Griffins and Shane Ross.
Also couldn't make it.
Okay,
We'll see him.
all right, thank you so much, thank you. All right, so who's the official spokesperson to tell us all about this wonderful year? Danica.
You've been calling.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if much to say, but this was an awesome senior year, I think so. And the band, it's been a wonderful experience for the 4 years I've been here. I know Dad's been here a lot longer, and 7 years. And just from the first season that I came from, the growth was phenomenal. And to grow with these kids and to pass on the gift that changed my life to these younger people, it's just so amazing. And that's what band does to you. It helps you grow as a person. And to go from all the activities I've done, I think I'm about to go rank band #1, basketball too. But that's all I gotta say. Okay.
I just want to, I don't get to say this enough to you all in person, but, you know, we see a lot of colleagues this time of year and they always ask, you know, how are you so successful? And the first answer I give them is because of this district and because of this board and because of this superintendent, and because of this administration and because of our athletic director and the support you give us and letting us do what we do has brought us to this place. So thank you for the support. And thank you to this staff. You don't get to see these people in person. So this is Andrew Hall. He writes our music and drill. Jesse Trentini is our assistant director. Shane Riley, our percussion advisor. Sam Dietz, our color guard advisor. Jackie Wilnecker does color guard. Danica was our head drum major this year, and Samara and Lindsay, assistant drum major. So on behalf of all of us, thank you for the support.
Thank you.
So let's get together for a picture, get everybody in there. And should we say 3, Pete? Not too soon, okay.
Are we all in it?
Yes, you are. No problem. Yep, you're good. 1, 2, 3. Very good.
Have a wonderful banquet, and I see Lindsay's parents in the audience. Are there any other band parents in the audience that I'm missing? Well, we know all of the support that our band parents give to our programs as well. So I want to thank all the families who love kids around all the time and support them. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Our next Trojan Pride Award is given to Deanna Bear. Deanna is, come on up, Deanna. Deanna is the fantastic woman behind the scenes. I want to thank the board specifically because if you recall, Deanna was a 10-month employee that you had graciously agreed to make her a 12-month employee. And I will tell you what a great decision that was. Deanna was instrumental in recruiting children, learners from our school district, from outside cyber school to the greater Johnstown School District cyber school, which saves us thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And it's really because she's tenacious and she's kind and caring and compassionate, and kids like her and families like her. And when she calls, they listen to what she has to say and they believe in her because she has those great relationships. So I just thought it was really noteworthy to bring Deanna in and kind of celebrate her and all of the work that she did over the summer when other people were kind of chilling or on vacation. So she did a fantastic job for us. So Deanna, thank you so much. Our next Trojan Pride Award goes to the dynamic trio from Johnstown High School, although they're a dynamic duo tonight because I see Kaylin didn't make the meeting. She was traveling, but Gina Myers and Emily LeBron are here from Johnstown High School. Come on up, ladies. And so I'm going to give you Caitlin's award. And this one's for you, and this one is for you. And so for those of you that were at the ribbon cutting at Trojan Stadium, our senior night, you saw about 500 little ghosts and goblins in the space between Trojan Stadium and the high school for a beautiful trick-or-treat Halloween event that a lot of people were involved, but the event would not have been possible without Gina and Emily and Caitlin, who just put all of our clubs and organizations together. And I don't know if anybody told you, but we're all thinking annual event, right? But thank you. They really embodied our older kids being around our younger kids, and our younger kids really just, they don't want to hear what we have to say. They want to be around our older students. So thank you, ladies, so much. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you get the Anna's picture? I'm getting there. Okay. Can I get your signature? Thank you. Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was just trying to avoid. Let me go.
Fantastic.
1, 2, 3.
Thanks, Mr. Hoffman. And we have another Trojan. There's a lot of Trojan Pride Awards given out today at tonight's meeting because there are just so many people doing amazing work in the school district each and every day. And, I know board meetings sometimes get long and arduous, and really we could spend hours just recognizing all of the good work that happens here in our school district. But we take a little piece of each board meeting to recognize those folks that do so much for us and how appreciative we are. Next up, we have Hayden Spangler, who is a teacher at Johnstown Middle School. So, I probably do not know all the things that Hayden does behind the scenes, but what I do know is she took care of our middle school yearbook for us. She took care of displays throughout the middle school over the summer when so many people say, oh, teachers, they're not working June, July, and August. Hayden came in on her own time over the summer to just make our building look really incredible. She even gave me a heart on one of the displays, so that's what sealed the deal for you to get this award.
I knew I had to do something.
But Hayden does a lot of wonderful things for us. She's been around the school district for a number of years, and she's always first to volunteer and always first to put herself out there and take on that extra work that oftentimes doesn't come with a stipend or additional dollars. She just does it because she has lots of Trojan pride, so we're proud of it. They do deserve it. They do. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much. And then the final Trojan Pride Awards tonight. It won't be a surprise to anybody here. But we'd like to recognize Milena Sims, school counselor at Johnstown Elementary School, and her counterpart, teacher at Johnstown Elementary School, Crystal Fencer. Come on up, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you. Absolutely. So there's a variety of reasons why you should get a Trojan Pride Award, but specifically tonight, we know all of the work behind the scenes that you put together to make sure our littles at the elementary school have proper winter wear. So everything that you did to coordinate with the Johnstown Fire Department and businesses downtown to just make sure that we could collect those funds. I say we, not me, you. You could collect those funds, and our kids could have the right coat, the right hat, the right gloves, and all on your own time, just because we're part of a Trojan family. And I know you definitely both believe that and exude that. So thank you both for all that hard work you did. I know families are appreciative, especially when, prices are not where they used to be. So puts a little bit more money in everybody's pocket. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do for us. And that concludes the Trojan Pride Awards for this evening, Mr. Pence. So I think we'll go on to our next presentation. Mr. Kashani, if you want to cue up the PowerPoint. I think Gretchen Miller's here. There she is. Hi, Gretchen, for the November board report.
Tech. IT guy coming in.
Thanks for joining us,
I'm getting to
Gretchen.
use my cell phone. Oh yeah, I'm great at it, Randy. All right. Boom.
All right, for those that don't know me, I'm Gretchen Miller. I'm the vice president of the senior class, and I'm here with your November board report. To begin, the senior class did have their first fundraiser for the year, which is the annual prom fundraiser, which we made $2,000 in profit off of. We also did host senior night on October 25th for all football, band, and cheer and golf seniors. Here are a few of those seniors. Show you the next few slides.
Good job.
We were part of the first ever trunk or treat at the Trojan Stadium, which we had the table set up to get to see all the younger kids come around and trick or treat. And then for the National Honor Society, they also participated in the first annual trunk or treat at the high school. They also participated with helping set up and take down to receive service hours. And the NHS collected non-perishable items that they were donating to the backpack project. The Key Club participated in the Fall Family Engagement Night on October 17th. This is where members volunteered at the elementary school, assisting with activities to engage families and build in the school community. They also participated in the Kiwanis Halloween party on October 20th at the Westmont Road. This is where members facilitated games, handed out candy, and helped with setting up and taking down for elementary students. They were also part of the trunk or treat on October 25th, where Key Club members helped distribute candy to younger children and community. They also volunteered at the Veterans Leadership Program on October 30th, helping package and distribute food for local veterans in need during the monthly food distribution. Onto the Interact Club, they were busy all month, actually. We started off with the Rotary District Conference. And then they were also part of the Johnstown Elementary School Family Engagement Night, as well as the trunk or treat downtown. Reading to preschoolers at the Morel Preschool. And onto Pep Club. Pep Club officers have been decided for this year. The president will be Natia Henderson, the vice president, Milani Tysinger, treasurer, Alan Mock, secretary, Zayana Thomas, fundraising coordinator, Fiona Stewart, and social media manager, Kim Solon. The Pep Club hosted the first annual trunk or treat, which was a huge success. And we would like to give a huge shout out to Mrs. Myers, Mrs. LeBron, and Mrs. Cameron for doing an amazing job organizing that perfect week. The Avita Club hosted Forest Hills High School Never Alone Club, where students were able to paint positive pumpkins and collaborate for future events. The Swedish Club also elected leadership positions, with president being Julius Hasselwood-Reed, vice president Jeffrey Dunbar, secretary Addison Simon, treasurer Anaya Corson, and PR manager Natia Henderson. The October students of the month are Rajay Odom for 11th grade, Zainir Reed for 11th grade, Araya Reed for 10th grade, Emma Seifert for 9th grade, and Charisma Jones for 8th grade. The Cosmetology Club has been up to a lot this past month, with seniors taking the practice mock bees, clinicals opening in the salon, which allows students to work on all different services. The upper levels are completing their quarter one job shadowing experiences with businesses in the area. They completed 2 fundraisers, the Mariana Subs, as well as a DIY Sunday in the cafeteria. And they have a field trip planned for visiting businesses for employment opportunities. The Scholastic Quiz team has been up to a lot as well, with students having fun showing off their skills and their smarts. And here are a few of our standings from the past month. The Skills USA team had a department-wide fundraiser with the spaghetti dinner and basket auction, which will be held on December 6th. Please consider coming out and helping with buying tickets or purchasing dinners, just supporting the club. They also just attended their Western PA Skills USA at Seven Springs, where 6 students attended from the Greater Johnstown High School. And a huge shout out to our band for competing in Hershey on November 5th and winning first place with a score of 95.27. They were also awarded in High Music, High Auxiliary, and High Visuals. And big congratulations to the best band in the land. Share the state champs.
Yay.
The whole store also added 2 new designs. As we're advised, maybe trying them out, doing something new.
There you go.
The Diversity Club, the students had their first meeting where they started planning events, and many of the students stayed afterwards to play board games. In other news, the Memorial Highway Chevrolet Student Athletes of the Week were Colleen Taylor and Manny Hill. Congratulations to our cheerleaders who took first place in the small varsity at the competition last week. And that's all. Thank you.
There you go. All right.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Are you
Yes.
They doing more up there?
We are. So we will, do our next presentation. We have Mr. Rich Johns and 2 students from who participated in the Wildlife Leadership Program. So Mr. Johns, if you and Ireland and Justin could come up and tell us all about that wonderful experience that you had, we'd appreciate it. Thanks for coming down, folks.
Just to tell you what their week was like to start off.
Oh, you're the man.
It's put off
Right there.
through the Game Commission and DCNR. The adult mentors, like myself, had to show up Monday. So we got there Monday, we had to do classes all day on being around younger kids. The students showed up Tuesday at 11. At 12 o'clock, they told the parents to leave and take their child's phone with them. So no students had a phone the whole week up there. worked out great. But the students' day started, like the moment they walked out the door, they started having classes until 10:30 or 11 o'clock every night. And we were back in the classroom the quarter the next morning. And these were all put on by doctors and master degree people through DCNR that work for the state. So it was a very challenging program, and the students learned a lot. And with that, I'll turn it over to Tristan.
All right. You know how to use that clicker. Right click. Right arrow. You got it. You're good.
All right, so it ranges for youth ages 14 to 17. Their mission is to engage and empower youth to become conservative ambassadors in order to ensure a sustained wildlife, fisheries, and natural resources legacy for future generations to come. Understanding ecosystems, we learn how to tell if a place is overpopulated with deer. We also learn leadership skills such as communication, teamwork. We got to do activities and get to know each other. A cooperative initiative of state agencies. These are all the organizations that came, presented everything that they know about deer and plants. All the different types of courses were rough grouse, brook trout, white-tailed deer, bass, turkey, and black bear. And they do not do rough grouse anymore, and that is also our state bird. Anatomy and physiology. They explain to us how to do a necropsy and the different functions of their body and what they do.
That's amazing.
Internal anatomy. They taught us about the chambers of the stomach and the digestive tract, and they showed us what they ate last.
That's amazing.
Plant identification and pressing. We learned the different plants by their leaves and their patterns and how they were on the stem. We also learned how to press plants down and see them more in detail. Habitat assessments and comparison. They took us outside. It was a 9x9 area, 9 feet by 9 feet, and we had to count the different types of plants that we saw, and we had to look at how they spread. Aging deer, this one was my favorite. They taught us how to tell how old a deer was by the wear on their teeth.
Wow.
They also showed us the difference between a fawn, a yearling, and an elder.
That's cool.
And research and monitoring techniques. They took us outside and we had to find a turkey collar, which they hid in the woods. And we got to use a receiver, and if you were heading in the right direction, it would be. I'm going to hand it over to Ireland.
They taught us if you hunt, it is better than letting the population grow, because there will end up to be too many, and they are the main predators of deer. We are the main predators for deer, since mountain lions and wolves. Learning how to engage with the media. They taught us how to do an interview on the fourth day of us being out there. Quizzes. They gave us little quizzes after lunch about the plants and trees we learned about that day. Team building. We did a little activity after our quizzes with our team so that we can get better with our team. Building communication skills. We did a town hall. They gave each group a topic, and we had a debate about the topics. Every student had to make a trifold on the topic of their choice. Outreach. After the week, we stayed up there when we came back, we have to document the classes we give or the community service to get points if you'd like to go back and become a youth mentor. There's a lot of opportunities within WLA, like getting a complete scholarship, college scholarship. If you can go visit with colleges and attend professional. Okay, and then I see there, for more information, go to the Wildlife Leadership Academy.org.
Very nice, very nice.
I'd like to add one more thing.
Absolutely.
I elected these two students to go because they're the president and vice president of the outdoor fishing club. Working with Katie Cassidy, who's the director of this program, 7 schools have started a program based off of what Johnstown has done with their fishing club.
Nice.
So 7 schools across the state. They were pretty excited to hear about it, and we just went on a trip. They learned a lot on that. We do a lot of outdoor education stuff on every trip.
Sure. Well, Mr. Johns is another example of, the staff here in the Greater Johnstown School District who go above and beyond. People just hearing this presentation might assume that Mr. Johns is a science teacher or biology or something in that field, but he's our welding teacher, and he really has a passion for the outdoors, and he has shared that passion with our students. And this is the first year we've ever had students go to the Wildlife Leadership Academy, although I have tried for years and years and years to get us engaged in that program. I couldn't do what Mr. Johns did. Took 2 of his students, and I think you made an excellent choice. So we're very proud of you for representing Johnstown incredibly well. What does next year look like?
Tristan's working on collecting enough points to go back.
Okay.
Hopefully book trout.
Hmm.
And
Nice.
we have another student at school that has shown interest. He would like to go next year.
So what would you tell the other students at Johnstown High about your experience?
I really liked it. It is college classes, so it is long, but as long as you're having fun.
Yeah.
It's a high-paced course. And the tuition, it's $600 for a student to show up, so it's not free, but they get a lot of education that counts for room and board, so it's worth it.
Yeah.
But if Tristan goes back next year on points, he's building a book for different. He's done classes. This is one. He's done nature photography, several other things to build a book to get enough points to go back. As he goes back, if he keeps doing it, so eventually after he graduates, he'll go back as a youth mentor. And the same as the next student that goes, they keep going on. The student in there, I think he's in 10th grade, he won a $500 or $1,500 scholarship. And it's to any school. All he got to do is call them, say, I'm going to UPJ, and they'll write a check from UPJ for $1,500.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's a great program.
Mr. Johns, where's this held at?
Up by State College. It's can't think of the name of the exact park that it's on. It's at a kind of a church place. And they rent one area with cabins. It's kind of the new. They just let us first year they let us use showers and electricity. Getting modern up there.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Yeah. And we thank you, students, for believing in Mr. Johns in this program and taking part in it. And Mr. Johns always appreciative of everything that you do that expands the horizons of all of our students here in the district. A lot of time on weekends and evenings that you give us, sir, and we recognize that and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
I bet you open a lot of doors too for different jobs, don't it?
Yes.
I bet you did to where you're outside.
Yeah, obviously, they're building their next employer or employee, but there's a lot more than you think than I'm gonna be a game warden or whatever. They hire everybody, so
Yeah.
a lot of opportunity for people.
That's a good point.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Real
you
good.
so much.
All right.
Can we grab a picture before our wildlife folks leave? Thanks, Mr. Hoffman.
Nope, you're good. Perfect. Thanks for that. Absolutely.
That concludes our presentations. We have one more presentation. Mr. Henry is here from Park Avenue School. Thanks, folks. Mr. Henry, I know you have a short presentation. Thanks for being here. Perfect.
You guys. No. Again, it's just information. And again, I want to thank, I know that we have some newer board members. This project started, this is our third year of the Park Avenue School. And again, it's been beneficial. What I was trying to show here is just give you information as far as how it's being utilized and how it's being used. Our staff, so on the left-hand side, you have through October of last year and then through October of this year. And that's not the number of students that are there currently. That's the number of students that have come and gone through. As you know, it's a very transitional school. As far as some students find it's for them. Of course, the alternative is 45-day, maximum placement. But as you can see there, our numbers have gone up. Even though our transition route, we got rid of the transition route this year, which was at this point last year 22 students, but we made up for that in the choice program. So the on-site students enrolled for October were up 10, even losing 2 classrooms, and 4 staff. We had 2 staff in each one of those Ignite classrooms for the transition. So we lost 4 staff and gained 10 students that came through. Okay. So that's on the left-hand side. Our current roster is on the right-hand side. One thing I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, adding the half-day special ed teacher to sit with their patients. And I said this either she wasn't. She makes sure that their students are seen, and there's not, I can't go see her without their student, excuse me, I need to see this post for a couple minutes. So yeah, she's not sitting on her laurels in any way, shape, or form. So that's been a blessing. Thank you very much. Moving on to the right-hand side, our current roster, as you can see there, our ADY, I omitted the Y. We have a max of 20. We have 15 currently as of today. That will change in the next couple of days. There'll be a few adding, a few completing their time. Choice, I broke it down by grade level. Sitting at 37 for 2 classrooms. And then, so we're sitting at 52 students that are enrolled there today. And again, that changes weekly. I update the high school, the middle school, anybody involved in the transitions with the students coming back and forth, guidance counseling, making sure that everybody knows who's coming, who's going. And then the one thing we mentioned Miss Bear, who I'll sing her praises left and right also. The unengaged Cyber Academy students. We have a TSI plan this year, and that's to get students more engaged that are outside our schools. We brought back 11 students into the choice program. They're not doing it, they're not signing on at home. They're not doing assignments, or they're signing on for attendance and then not doing assignments. So we brought 11 of those back. 2 decided wanted to go back to the high school and try it, and one decided they wanted to go back to middle school. Currently, we have 123 students on cyber, at home cyber, our cyber academy. So 123 currently at this moment. That is higher than last year. I don't have last year's number, but I know it's higher than last year's. We're keeping Mr. Butchgill up as he can attest. So again, just want to give you that information, let you know how we're doing things, contacting parents, making sure that everybody's on task, and the first 9 weeks, so important. That's why we brought them back, because if you fail half the year, stats can show. It's not going to turn out well for you. So, any questions? Okay, I want to thank my two neighbors. I don't see you guys too much anymore. You stop by any time. I usually have unannounced visitors knocking on my window and scaring me.
Thank you, Mr. Hendrick. And that concludes our presentations for tonight's board meeting, Mr. Pence.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Now we're gonna have hearing of citizens. Individuals have 3 minutes to discuss their topics. No derogatory remarks shall be made against board members, board officials, employees, and no profanity, or the remaining time will be forfeited. If the individual needs additional time, better contact the superintendent secretary to schedule an appointment. First, Don.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I missed you all. Welcome, Mr. Jordan, the first time I think I'm seeing you in a minute. I'll start with the 3 minutes quick. Mr. Repeck, you have an update on the Jewel lawsuit or the fair funding lawsuit? Because we've not seen $1 of money yet, have we? All the expense for a lawsuit, what happened with it? On your agenda tonight, you're passing a police manual. You say to spare me right to know requesting it from you. What are you passing? What powers do you have? What does it mean? You're also hiring another contracted Chad Albert for school police officer. How much security do you have? How many security guards? Exactly how many police officers? The public has a right to know if you have the largest police force larger than the city of Johnstown. That's what people say about the school district.
Wow.
And if that's the case, do you need this much security? What is the statistics on the violence? Your Safe Schools report last year was horrendous. It was worse than the year before. Granted, I read Westmont's. Westmont actually surpassed you arrests by about 40 arrests. So that's a very scary trend, and I want to acknowledge it's not just you. I did praise Mr. Henry on my video. I approved of the Park Ave School. I gave you a nod. I originally wasn't for it, but really a good job. It's a good program. The big thing I want to talk about tonight is the dress code. The teachers are on TikTok putting pictures of their clothes. Is the school board retaliating against the teachers because they passed a no comment on Dr. Curio? Why are we discussing a dress code for our? Not the most pressing thing you should be discussing. It looks bad. If that's the case, can you explain who's not dressing properly, what the expectation is? Is it really the rumor of yoga pants and leggings? What's going on? When people in the community start getting phone calls and hearing these things, we start to question if our school board actually had touch with the community. You're passing a dress code for your staff, and I've seen your staff. They dress appropriately. They're professional. There's nothing wrong with them. Please consider. Also, can you provide statistics on the latest truancy numbers? I know several months ago I was here for a presentation. President Pence, we discussed how bad the truancy was. Has the truancy improved? Has it gotten better? What are the numbers? And also, what's up with the Garfield Middle School? We haven't talked about that in a very long time. Is the grant going through? Is someone going to buy it? Are you going to refurbish it for apartments? Is it an eyesore? People drive by, it looks kind of boarded up, it looks kind of dark and bad. What's going on with the Garfield Middle School? Lastly, does the school board have plans to look for a new superintendent? Are we doing a superintendent search in the next 18 months before the contract renews? People have a right to know if they should be applying and looking for jobs. So that's my update. I haven't seen you all in 4 months. I've been doing Rusted Threads online. Hopefully you're all watching. Maybe I'll do another documentary on the school one day. A lot of questions, a lot of information. Mr. Repeck has seen me at the county meetings. He's probably sick of seeing my face. If you have an update on the Safe Schools lawsuit, the fair funding lawsuit, you guys run through it. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Good seeing you.
Here, John.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
Welcome to
evening.
the school board, Mr.
Hi.
Jordan. This is the first time I've met you. Well, I know you as a football coach, but first time I've seen you tonight. Good luck to you, sir. One of the big problems that I want to talk about tonight as a taxpayer, I guess I have a problem with several things. Tonight, I am just asking, why is it so necessary to have all these security personnel and now your very own police force? Are our children really that bad? Are they really that out of control? Several weeks ago, we got a call that there were 7 fights in one day. 7, not 1, 7. That's a lot. And again, people are concerned that we're having more security in our school than we are out on the street. As a taxpayer, that doesn't make me feel real warm and comfortable when I need my police officers. Is our school becoming a detention center instead of a place to learn and grow and learn? And how much security do we really need? Tonight on your agenda, 2 more kids are still being expelled. That says to me that our violence and our problems aren't going away. They're the same. And Johnny and I have been gone for 4 months. So that's what we're hearing. And then last but not least, I would like to talk about the dress code. I'm wondering, I've heard from many staff in the last few weeks, and we're just wondering if, what some of that is retaliation on your part, Dr. Arcurio, because some of the no confidence vote in you and Amy Elmadou. I think, again, you need to take your lumps if they're justified. Again, I've had 3 children come through this system, and I can honestly tell you, I have been at all 4 schools and with issues and problems with my grandchildren, and I have never, ever seen a teacher, male or female, dress inappropriately. I think our staff looks really nice. And it really bothers me that we're now having a conversation about the need for a uniform. Really? I mean, the next thing you know, they're going to be, carrying mace and guns and God knows what. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And again, our district having all the issues and problems that we have, bigger fish to fry and more important issues to be addressing. And again, I haven't been here for 4 months, but every time I come, no one around this board has any comments or anything to say. You all just sit there like studabubbas and act like this is all okay. I don't know if you're taking us seriously or not. Don't know and don't care, but it's definitely a conversation that needs to be had. People are concerned about that. Our kids are concerned about that. Our kids are still uncomfortable coming to school. They're a small percentage, but you know what? It's a small percentage that I'm worried about. And as a parent, I've always worried about that segment of the population in school. Again, this is just ridiculous to
Thanks,
talk
Robin.
about a dress code. Thank you.
She wanted to ask if she was being hired as a paraprofessional. She implied and after the question.
Well, we're gonna have to go to executive session. I needed a motion for approval of the minutes. The regular board meeting, October 1st, 2024. And special board meeting on October 24th, 2024. Need a motion? Motion, Randy, second by Tony. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. On my report, I don't think a student in our area has so much opportunity to go in any field they want to go into. When you just sat here and watched the keyboard, the band, the cheerleaders, football, basketball. I mean, I'm amazed how many opportunities our students have. All they have to do is just participate. Just participate. You're going to get a great education. And I always said, I think our school district probably gives you a better education than any other district around. I'm just that way. Here's one thing, Bruce, that I'm going to mention because I'm proud of you. The Interact Club. It was twice this in October. It was in November, to where they had the meeting and all the memberships went from the middle school to the high school to the elementary. Then the next thing we had I think it was the Interact Club, and it was the Key Club. Who else was involved in that, Ross? On the clubs for the Veterans Day.
Key Club, Interact Club.
Oh my! I mean, when you actually sit there and the veterans they sit there. What really got me was that when you sit there and you see our students and how many good students we actually have, it's amazing. What really set me off is when I don't know how they did it. The elementary came in and there had to be
3 homerooms there.
3 rooms.
3 homerooms, so about 60.
I was gonna say, and I'll tell you what, and they memorized these songs. I'll tell you what, they just.
Kindergartners.
Yeah, I mean, they memorized all the songs for each military. I just said amazing. I mean, you had to go, when you see something like that, if you're not proud of our school, there's something wrong. If you see all this, what our kids can do and how they interact and everything, and you're not proud of Johnstown, there's something wrong with you. Bruce, I just want you to make a little comment on the coin.
The coin. So as a actively serving service member, that is one of the biggest things that we can get. We have transformed that from something that we used in World War I, World War II, as something that get us back and forth through enemy lines, and now it's assignment excellence. And in my speech for the Veterans Day breakfast, I wanted to make sure that our students understood that giving us that coin meant that they thought that we were doing excellent things in our community. And I just want to say thank you very much, because I can tell you every member of the 458 that was there took that back and was very honored to receive that. And they put it on their shelf. They were very proud to get it. They were showing it off around the building. So thank all of you for doing that for our soldiers.
Thank you, Bruce. Yeah, thank you. And that's just another thing that you can be proud of our students.
Absolutely.
That's my report.
Thank you. Thank you.
Board Secretary? Still on my. Doctor.
Just a couple words. I mean, really, just what we did in the presentations tonight just speaks for itself. I don't have to go on and on about all of the successes we have in the school district. I'm very proud of our music and drama department. We have our first high school play this past weekend. Unbelievable performance. And what was so amazing for that high school play that was directed by Haley Pasquarella, Miss Pasquarella, Mr. Fowl had a role in that as well, is the number of students on that stage who I've never seen before. I've never seen them in a club role, in the musical role, in sports. So it spoke to a group of students to be involved and be a part of something bigger than just themselves. And it was really nice to see that we could have an opportunity for so many of our students that really maybe just never found a place where they fit in, but they definitely fit in the school play. They did a fantastic job. The band, cheerleaders, I mean, we just had some really successful weekends. We'll be embarking on our comprehensive plan. That plan is due to the state in March. We'll have our first comprehensive planning meeting on Monday, thanks to the members of the school board admin team who will be there to support that work. And really strategically, what are we doing over the next 3 years to move the district forward? And community stakeholders will be a part of that as well. So we're really just getting parents, students, teachers, admin, board members, and members of our community to come in and give us ideas and thoughts. Because after all, we believe that we're the economic game changer for the city of Johnstown, and we want to make sure that our students have what they need to be in line to secure some of the jobs. We don't need them to move away. We don't want them to move away. We want our kids to believe that you have a future here in our city. So that will be something that we're moving towards in the completion of that plan. And then just a couple comments about 7 fights in one day, 100% patently false. Don't come here and throw out numbers like that. That's just 100% not true. The next thing, the school police department, we have 1 supervisor and we have 3 officers. And the reason, and I know you were here and I've talked about this before, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you brought it up, so I will. We waited for the Johnstown Police Department to fill the school resource officer positions and they were unable to. So we wanted to move, the board said, we don't have people from JPD coming to fill these positions. And I know you keep looking at these gentlemen, these individuals and their roles as what's going on that's so bad in our schools. I have to remind you that we're often in lockdown and shelter in place, and it has absolutely nothing to do with what's happening in our schools, but it's what's happening outside in our community. So we want to ensure that we're the safest school district and that our schools are safe. And it's to have a presence for the public to understand that the Greater Johnstown School District isn't the chink in the armor for something to happen. We have ourselves positioned in a way that not only are we keeping our students and staff safe, we're keeping our communities safe. I feel sad about the Johnstown Police Department. They're going through some real upheaval right now. And as much as I'd like to be in charge of so much, I'm not. That's a city organization and they will do what they will do. We have our positions solid with our individuals. And, you know, I think it's a great example of forward thinking. So much so, I know Mr. D shared this earlier, school district Mars outside of Pittsburgh reached out to us and said, you know, we're hearing across the state that the Greater Johnstown School District is a model school district for the development of a school police department. They called us. I know you laugh, Robin, but I don't lie and make up numbers and exaggerate the truth. Reached out to Mr. Dady and said, you know, please, can we come out? Can we see what you've done? Because we want to replicate in our school district what you've done in Greater Johnstown. And that's a testament to Mr. Dady and you know, our school police officers in this board, because you did not wait for something to happen. You were very forward-thinking and proactive, and you positioned the school district to be one of the safest places in this Commonwealth. And, you know, we're very proud of that. So the other thing, too, is that I know we always want to think about police officers as, you know, authority. But one of the best things that we do every single day for our students in this school district as we position them to have real relationships with police officers, to see them as helpful individuals in the community and someone they can turn to. Oftentimes our students are, you know, left with the feeling that police aren't good people and they're there to do wrong to a family, because unfortunately, oftentimes they've seen the other side of police work. But our school resource officers previously and our current school police officers, it's all about building those relationships, and that those students know that there is a friendly person in this school district that supports me, supports my family, and I can turn to them in the community if there's ever a time where I need help and I need support. So just a little way a different view on school police department. It's not all about tasers and handcuffs. It really is about building those positive
I'm going to
relationships.
just jump on that one.
Yes,
there.
please do.
I mean, I go to the football games and we go there and you can actually see students coming up to our police force and they're communicating. And I'm sitting there, and if there's a little bit, they're actually helping these guys for students. I mean, you have to go and see it. I mean, if you just want to go and blow something out of proportion, you can. But when you actually go and see our police, and they're talking to 10, 15 students are coming up there, they're talking about their family, talking about the game and all that. Now, when they see a police officer, they're building, you know, relationships. And I think this is outstanding. I just wanted to say that because I saw this here. I saw it with my own eyes. I don't need someone to sit here and blow some smoke up and say, hey, you're just making things up, because I've seen it with my own eyes. And I give our police force great credit.
Wouldn't it be great if at the end of the day, some of our kids decided that it's a wonderful, wonderful career that they could explore and have here within our community, who is so desperately fighting to fill those positions. You know, Ms. Kmetz, you said, you know, they're all at the schools and I'm worried about my community. We're all worried about our community. And that's our little piece of making sure our children have that experience to understand the world of work and careers that are available to them right here in our community. I'm sorry, Mr. Rosberg, you wanted to add.
There's no such thing as too much security in today's world. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's enough. You keep saying we have too much. How could you say there's too much? There's never enough. Is there?
I think there is.
Okay.
Until something happens.
Okay.
And then just one other comment about the dress code. Thanks for weighing in on that. We appreciate it. There are plenty of professionals in our school district. You're right, that do a fantastic job, and they ask if we could have some guidance in place so everybody knew exactly what the expectations were. And we were all happy to do that. Probably the people that reached out to you weren't the people that were asking for
Like
that.
teachers asked you for that policy directly?
Oh, my goodness, yes, absolutely. Several teachers said, thank you. We really appreciate you putting some guidelines. As far as a uniform, that isn't anywhere close to being accurate. We want our teachers to come to work every day and dress how they dress, and be the people and the professionals that they are each
What
and
is
every
the
day.
policy then? What is accurate then?
We're not gonna go back and forth.
So
Say something.
if you, I mean, just to let you know, all our board policies are listed on our district website. You just go under school board, click on policies, and you can read the policy for yourself. And then you'll see what we did. So, but thank you both for weighing in on that. I appreciate it. And that concludes my report, Mr. Pence. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Secretary report?
An executive session was held on October the 24th from 5:15 to 7:30 for contractual matter regarding the Act 93 plan, personnel matters regarding Act 93 employees, a professional employee, safety and security matters. Also, an executive session was held prior to this meeting from 4:05 to 5 o'clock. Personnel matters regarding candidates for the positions listed on the agenda, an Act 93 employee, 3 professional employees, safety and security matters, and a contractual matter regarding technology. And that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you. Ron, the listening report?
Yes, just to answer the question. They said about the Jewel lawsuit, but then also said fair funding. So they said both. Just an update. I gave an update on the Jewel lawsuit, honestly, probably
2 months ago.
yeah, something like that. So I don't remember the exact number, but yes, we did receive the monies. I can't remember the total, but I can certainly get that for maybe next meeting to be able to report on it. It did not cost the district a dime, just to be clear. There was no expense to the district in any way, shape, or form for that lawsuit. We can get the information about what we actually received as a district. Fair funding, I don't think there's anything that's happened in the legislation since that fair funding lawsuit was determined, so I don't have an update on that. Talked about E5724, the police manual. So again, that actually is something we are required to do to make sure that everybody's on a uniform track as to what we're able to do as it relates to, our officers carry weapons, how are those weapons supposed to be used? What do we do? It talks about, if there is some sort of disciplinary consequence, arrest, detainment, something like that. So that's what that is, so that everyone in the buildings has the same operating manual to go by. So that's what that is. And then I do want to bring up, we also have a memorandum of understanding with the JPD, so that we still have that coverage to be able to go back and forth. So again, it's not that we're going to lose coverage completely. Internally, we still have our officers here, but we are still working in tandem with JPD to make sure that, if we do need assistance, that there's protocols to follow. So I just want to make sure the board was aware of that.
And West Hills also.
Yes, thank you. And West Hills as well. Yeah, we have a memorandum with them as well. So again, if we need extra support, we have that support in play. That was it for me, Mr. Oh, you know what I did want to say, kind of off topic, on your teachers. If you're following the news, there was a slight issue last couple weeks. But a couple teachers came up to help volunteer and count some ballots. And I just want to say thank you to them because there's a lot of people that help volunteer. And like I said, your teachers, I noticed came up and did it. So I just wanted to thank them for doing so.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. I need a motion to approve of the treasurer's report for month ending September 2024.
Motion.
Motion by Randy, second Tony. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Now we go to the standing committee. Tom for cafeteria. Motion. Motion, Michael, second Bruce. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Tony for the education committee.
Education committee E54-24 to the E62-24.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Bruce, second by Michael. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Personnel negotiation committee, Kimberly.
EN 124-24.
Motion. Motion by Michael, second by Tom. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
EN 125-24, that Michael Kasuba be appointed to the position of mathematics teacher
at Johnstown High School with all contingencies is listed at level 1.
Motion? Tom, second.
Second.
Bruce, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 12624, that Sue Hunt be appointed to the position of floating substitute teacher at Johnstown High School with all contingencies is listed.
Motion? Tony, and, second by, who's that, Michael? Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 12724, that the individuals be appointed to the following supplemental positions with all contingencies is listed. Basketball, A, Marcus Martin, B, Marcus Howling, C, Marcus Tellis, D, Kalia Smothers, E, Isaiah Britt, F, Xavier Thomas, G, Jill Nash, and H, Emil Britt.
You can go to the, weight room.
Okay, for the weight room, for winter, Eric Lowe, and for spring, Eric Lowe.
Wrestling?
Wrestling, the head coach, Reverend Theodore Kleisinger, the 3 assistant coach, Eddie Sims, X-Ray Lowe, and Brock Moore. Baseball, the varsity head coach, Gary Fowl, the varsity assistant coach, Terry Graffius. Softball, the varsity head coach, Ken Zazor, varsity assistant coach, Jennifer King. Track, the head coach, Charles Wyatt Jr. There's 3 assistant coaches, Elquan Williams, Greg Nash, Jill Nash, and junior high head coach, X-Ray Lowe.
Motion?
Motion.
Bruce, second, Mike, any questions? All in favor? Motion passed.
Okay, PN 128, that the individuals be appointed to the following supplemental positions with all contingencies listed for the musical organizations. A, Eric Fowl, B, Andrew Hall, C, Shane Riley, D, Cheyenne Mays, E, Samantha Dietz, F, Shane Ross, G, Grace Lemoy, H, Tori Sterner, I, Jolie Roach, and J, Jacqueline Wilmacher.
Motion? Mike, second. Tom, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
Okay, PN 129, 130, 131, and 132.
Motion?
Motion.
Bruce, second by Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 13324, that Christine Vogelman Goggins be appointed to the position of paraprofessional, special education, regular education, personal care assistant at Johnstown Elementary School with all contingencies.
Motion?
Motion.
Bruce, second, Tom, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 13424, that Heather Priva Hall would be appointed to the position of paraprofessional, special education, regular education, personal care assistant at Johnstown Elementary School with all contingencies as listed.
Motion?
Motion.
Michael, second. Tony, any questions? Motion passed.
PN 13524, that Davina Blue be appointed to the position of paraprofessional, special education, regular education, personal care assistant at Johnstown Middle School with all contingencies as listed.
Motion?
Motion.
Michael, second.
Second.
Randy, any questions? All in favor? Motion passed.
PN 136, 137, and 13824.
Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Bruce, second by Michael. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
PN 3924. Yeah.
Motion? Motion. Tony, second, Michael. Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Belsky,
Yes.
Mr. Davy,
Abstain, Dylan.
Mr. Jordan,
Yes.
Mrs. Murray. Yes. Mr. Pence.
Yes.
Mr. Lunsford.
Yes.
Ms. Foggy.
Yes.
Motion passes. PN 14024.
Motion?
Motion.
Bruce, second by Michael. Any questions? Roll call on this one.
Yeah, PN 141.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
PN 14124.
Motion,
Motion.
Michael, second.
Second.
Randy, any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Belsky,
Yes.
Mr. Deady,
Abstain, family.
Mr. Jordan,
Yes.
Mrs. Murray,
Yes.
Mr. Pence,
Yes.
Mr. Rumsberg,
Yes.
Ms. Foggy,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Motion passes.
PN 142, 143, 144, 145, 146, and 147.
Motion.
Motion.
By Michael, second.
Second.
By Kim, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Athletics, AS 2024 to AS 23-24. Motion.
Motion.
Randy, second by Kim. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Michael,
BF 24 to BF 27.
motion.
Motion.
Bruce,
Second.
second Kim. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Randy,
BO 18, 1924.
motion.
Second.
Mike, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Pass it on. Let's have some tracking data for you guys. So you guys just received 2 build orders for a transit van and a cargo van. Pretty much what you guys need to know about the passenger van is that Ford is only producing 12 and 15 passenger vans instead of 10 passenger. As you guys know, when you have more than 10 people in the van, you have to have a bus driver, which increases costs. So when we order the passenger van, we are ordering a 12-person van, and they are removing 2 seats out of that van, and they're going to recertify that van as a 10-passenger. The same thing that we had to do with our vocational van. So I'm going to read this stuff.
Yeah.
So that Supus Ford using CoStar pricing, the award quote for a 10-person passenger van for the Johnson Middle School and Park Avenue School at a cost of $58,468. And that includes them removing the seat and doing the work to do that.
Can we get the seats out?
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Do we get this?
Yeah, so we'll keep the seat. So let's say if we have an accident or something happens that we need to replace the seat, we'll have the back replaced.
That's awesome.
Hey Les, if somebody gets a license to be a bus driver, I mean, then you could put the 2 seats in.
Yes.
I mean, it's just like any other kind of license, right? If I wanted to get a license to to be a bus driver, oh, right.
Yeah, you need a CDL with a passenger.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. It's a license, but once you have.
Correct.
Motion. I need a motion.
Motion.
Kim, second.
Second.
Randy, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
Then BO 21-24, that Supus Ford using CoStar pricing be awarded the quote for a cargo van at the price of $49,805 for the maintenance department.
Motion. Mike, second. Tony, any questions?
Mr. President, I would just add, just for the board members, when they say this CoStars, it's a global procurement site that allows us to look further and get the best pricing. So when you see that CoStars, that's what they're going out on that site to do, and just for what it's worth.
Thank
you. Yep.
Yeah. And that's reflected in the documentation.
Nice job, thank you.
All in favor? I guess most bad. Hey, before I adjourn, I coached with a buddy of mine. Gary Baser was a friend. You know, he was one of those friends, you don't see him all the time, but every time I saw him, we would sit there at Walmart and we'd talk for an hour and 45 minutes. You know, and he was one of my coaches for Ideal Market when 13, 14. And he was always upended, great guy. And like I said, he was one of those friends where you see him maybe once every 3-4 months, then, bam, here we go again. You know, that we just talk baseball all the time. And I would appreciate it if we can just sit there and say a small prayer for him all this time. Thank you. Motion for adjournment. Michael, second. Bruce, all in favor?
I mean, the main, there's one bad or just another one.
I think you addressed